Are you ready to listen to a podcast?
Here comes the Playhouse Podcast, thanks to Bradshaw and Bryan Law Offices.
Find, subscribe, and listen.
A world-class wedgie, a windmill, a bridge falling down. What do they all have in common? You'll find out towards the end of the podcast. Right now, though, we get going with what was one of the craziest calls we've ever taken. Danielle, how you feeling this morning?
I'm tired, actually.
Okay, well, at least appreciate you being honest. I'm not as tired. I've been doing this for a while, so.
How many times do you say, like, I'm good when you're not? You're, like, so tired. I'm glad that you're honest because everyone's tired.
I say that all the time.
All right, Danielle. So, Kat started the story. She's driving down the road. She's got that mom wagon in the back of her ride. She sees a homeless guy. How do you think this story ends?
What do you think I did next?
Kat, I know that I bashed you, like, in the past, and it was, like, not nice, but some things that you say are, like, I don't agree
She's
with
hurtful
you,
and mean, isn't
or,
she?
Like,
Yeah.
I want to say yes, but...
Yeah, but why? Like, what have I ever done where you're like, that girl is so hurtful and mean? I don't have a bone in my body that would be hurtful and mean to somebody.
Was it you that did the iPhone?
Oh, my God. That was from a kid. Mind your own
remember
business.
that? Oh, my God. How long ago was that? That was...
That was mean.
Do I got to dump that?
Anyway, that was my kid. Yes, he cried for a minute. What are you going to do?
Okay, so
I didn't do it again.
So, anyways, she sees a homeless guy. She's got
other things after that, but yes, I think this might just outdo it. Like, you were nice and you gave him the wagon, right? Or did you just rub it in his face? I'm not sure.
Did you give him the
I
wagon?
feel like you actually
Do I tell the answer to
Well,
it?
you
like
just,
you
yes
did.
or no? Did you give him the wagon?
I gave him the wagon.
You gave him the wagon? Wow!
You redeemed yourself.
One, I want a new one. And
That makes sense now.
the season is over. So I really don't need it. It was just in the back of my car. And he had so much stuff with him. It was crazy. And he was so dirty. I felt so bad for him. I'm like, what is this man doing? He's so old. He must have been in his 70s. And he's tired. And like, I just felt so bad for him. So he loaded. I didn't load anything. I didn't get out of my car, really.
You just threw a wagon at him?
I put it on the side of the road and I said, will this help you out?
You got out of your car, you unloaded it out of the back, and you're like, here, you can have this. Now I need to get a new one because I did my good deed for the day, and I want a new one. So
there you go.
this is my excuse to get a new one.
And in the back of her mind, she's thinking, watch me talk about this on the radio, and all of a sudden Danielle will start liking me again.
Yeah, that was my goal. That was a mean thing to say. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that.
What do you think her problem is, Danielle? Why do you think she's so mean?
I am not.
Just not even the iPhone thing, but like there's a couple other things that just rub me the wrong way.
Okay.
Imagine what I hear in here.
I would love to hear it on a different
Poor
day.
thing.
All the things that I do to make you upset. I'd love to just let you go at it.
I'm not talking to you, Kat. Shut your mouth.
Wow!
Whoa! You call my show and talk to me like that.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
If my arms were long enough, girl, I'd probably say bye-bye.
If I could punch you through the phone right now, I would.
Wow. You have some issues, girlfriend.
Danielle, I'm going to put you on hold here for a second. I'm
This
going to let
is,
you
like,
settle,
bad.
I'm going to let you settle down before you threaten her with violence again.
I'm checking texting.
Wow.
Because that was like really bad.
That guy carried away really, really fast.
That did. I want to know like what I have ever done.
Well, hold on. Let's check this out. Hey, Dan, how are you today?
Wow.
Yes,
Yeah.
Dan.
Do you think?
Wow.
Do you think Kat needs that kind of
Do you think I
abusive
deserve
treatment?
that?
I mean, there was
Oh, he's gonna say
a
too.
lot of. No, there's a mixture of things going on. I mean, she was obviously she's on the 100 game. I don't know what she's doing, but
Yeah.
I still think like, hi, I'm Kat, I get free coffees type thing is still in the mix, but.
I think everyone is mistaken with that whole thing. I don't say, hi, I'm Kat. They literally give me the free coffee.
know me.
And they did this morning. I got my free Karuba coffee.
See, look.
See?
You're getting so defensive. Don't get
Hell
pink in
yeah,
the
I'm
face.
getting defensive.
It's
Did you
early in
not
the
just
morning.
hear her? She wants to punch me in the face through the phone.
Listen, that's a different person. I don't know who she is, but
All right, I'll reset.
But Dan, you're not into the violence.
I mean, I come from a fighting background, but like I don't just like fight regular people through the radio. But
All right.
This is unraveling so fast. Hey, have a great morning. Thanks for not beating out Kat.
Yeah, no problem.
Take care. Hey, Brian, first thoughts when you heard all this unravel?
Not even really sure what to talk about.
Yeah, it got weird there real quick, didn't it?
It's been a lot.
Yeah, I don't know if that Danielle was woke up on the wrong side or just hasn't gotten laid in a while. So
whoa, all right.
Maybe a mixture. Isn't that? I'm very confused. I'm very confused of I don't even remember. I don't know a Danielle.
Do you know all this started because you decided to be nice to a homeless
Isn't
guy?
that crazy? See, never again. I will not be nice to anybody ever again.
I mean, honestly, I would have said
Yep.
she just drove right on by.
No, I didn't. Like when I see older people, Derek gets so upset at me. Like if we're eating out and then I see an older person eating alone, I'll pay for it. And he's like, that guy could have murdered. Absolutely. Let's call Derek. And he will tell you how mad he gets because he's like, you don't know. That guy could have murdered somebody. He could have been a wife beater his whole life. And just because he's old.
Right.
And I don't look at it like that. I look at older people like needing help.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I don't even know what to
I'm
say.
exhausted.
Brian, what am I supposed to do here, man?
I don't know. Good luck.
Just getting started.
Yeah, thanks.
Right. Have a great day.
Yeah, you too.
Take care.
Mackenzie says, hang up on those losers. They can listen to another show if they're negative. Yeah, there's another show very close to us. They can.
Okay, all right. This is all getting very carried away.
John says, how does her head fit through the door at the radio station if she's that conceited? I'm just kidding. John, you can't say just kidding all in one breath.
Just got so carried away so fast.
I hope people don't think this affects me. If I don't know you, it doesn't affect me. But that girl was so violent.
That did escalate fast,
I was
right?
so messed up. I would never say anything violent.
Everybody, deep breaths.
But what a good thing I did, right?
Yes. Let's not discount that you were very, very nice to somebody less fortunate.
The Grundy County, Iowa Sheriff's Office said 60-year-old Kendall Eugene Rhodes, who has been a part of the fire department for several years, he is now charged with 13 counts of arson.
The Grundy County Sheriff says back in April, they started investigating several fires in ditches and in buildings on abandoned properties. Rhodes has been a member of the Holland Fire Department and would assist in putting those fires out. Rhodes remains in the Grundy County Jail.
Wait,
doesn't that go to prove that if there is a fire, look for the arsonist in the crowd? Like, that's crazy. He would cause the fires and then quick go back, get in the fire truck and go put them out.
Is anybody else right now just frowning and squinting going, where have I heard Grundy County before?
Grundy County auction. Yup.
I'm almost positive.
Now you got to play it because I know all the words.
They
Here we go.
say this in that John Michael Monk. Is that where you heard this before,
Yeah.
right?
Well, I went down to the Grundy County auction.
I knew it.
Yeah.
That's so good.
I saw something I just had
I didn't
to
listen
have.
to a single word of the fire thing, but I was like, always
nice.
thinking, where did I hear Grundy County before?
All right, 1:20, where are you going to be tomorrow? Maybe in a meeting. Don't worry when your phone sounds like this. All wireless phones are going to receive an alert, and it's going to have a message with it. This is just a test, no action needed. It's just to make sure that you can get any messages sent right to your phone if you're within range of an active cell tower. All right, so as you check to see whether you won $1 billion in last night's
Are they
Powerball,
saying, did anybody win it yet?
they just always say these are the winning numbers. So I don't know if there has been word of somebody having a ticket that does contain all the numbers, but this guy, he's an expert tax attorney. His name is Kurt Panhouse, and he says this is what route you want to go.
I've done that before with family members as well, because you're going to be reaching out to family thinking that you're doing this wonderful thing for them, bringing them into this pool of money. And then you find out that one of them has a divorce issue, pending, and or never got divorced from their spouse from before. Well, just try to keep the circle of people that are involved or know about it as small as possible. Personally, I think the number one issue has always been do not sign the back of the ticket.
I always heard sign the back of the ticket because then somebody else can't grab it and sign it. But that's only if you want people to know right away and you don't want to stay
First
anonymous.
thing you do is find a lawyer that understands what's going on here because it's beyond your pay grade likely, and then contact a financial advisor.
And then
that's
contact
it.
us.
And then, cut us in.
I'm sad of you.
Very dialed in.
Play it.
I can't play that whole thing.
I said, hey,
So
pretty lady, won't you give me a sign? I'll give anything to make it mine. I'll do your benefits. I can go. Yeah, I never. I can go all day.
We finished off our Friday night football game, our homecoming game, yesterday afternoon. Paynesville had to come all the way here for 8 minutes.
Oh, my God.
Football.
That's crazy.
It was a little ridiculous, but it is what it is, right? And so we finished off. We won today. So I coached like the C Squad JV.
Yeah.
And we've got to go to Paynesville. We don't have a bus. So we have to take
You're gonna
three.
walk?
We have to take 3 minivans of players and their gear.
Oh my God. Are
At
you a
2:30
rich private school?
I don't know if I won't say rich. I think that's a conception I think a lot of people have. But I think busing is a real issue for a lot of schools right now. And ours, we don't have a bus. We don't have a bus to go to Paynesville.
There are a lot of like bus driver wanted signs everywhere. Be a bus driver. Like, what a great job. I think it could be. I think you could change a lot of lives. Like, if you're a good bus driver, kids will talk about you.
You can change a lot of lives by being
a
bus driver?
Absolutely, you can change a lot of lives.
It's that or a doctor.
You are an
choice.
impact of a kid's life. Their early morning day, like maybe they don't have parents to take care of them in the morning. Maybe they have to work early hours, so they have to get themselves off to school. And
so by being a bus driver, I have to be somebody else's parent now?
Yes,
No.
You are in place of a parent when you have my child in your custody. Absolutely. You can boss them around. Sit down. Shut up.
Be horrible for that job.
Speaking at a campaign rally in Iowa, former President Trump, this is exactly how I would answer this question.
But if I'm sitting down and that boat's going down and I'm on top of a battery and the water starts flooding in, I'm getting concerned. But then I look 10 yards to my left and there's a shark over there. So I have a choice of electrocution or shark. You know what I'm going to take? Electrocution. I will take electrocution every single time. Do we agree? Yeah, I
No.
will take electrocution.
I think I could fight my way out of the shark thing. Electrocution is
do?
pretty final.
I have, for some reason, been watching so many videos of what to do if a shark is slowly coming after you.
You attack it. You go towards it.
Well, you take the nose and you point them up, and then it'll go that way, and then you can get out of
You
the way.
swim away. It knows you're hurt, and it's ready to eat you.
So if you wonder ever what I do during the show, it is watch those videos.
Hey, remember, we're live every morning from 6 to 10 in the KCLD Playhouse, and tomorrow morning we'll be playing Drunk Adult or Little Kid.
I wrecked my Corvette into my parents' car in the driveway and got a concussion.
Yeah, but did you do that as a drunk adult or a little kid? You'll find out tomorrow morning just after 6. Right now, back into the podcast.
Everybody has that usual irrational fear, the one that gives you the heebie-jeebies. You try not to put yourself in the position where it could happen, but this unlocked that for me. This woman at Disney, she went down a water slide and got a massive, deadly wedgie.
The woman's injuries that she's claiming to have gotten on that water slide are pretty graphic, so we won't go into detail, but the lawsuit alleges the wedgie was so bad it caused permanent damage and internal organ damage.
God, your mind goes so many places, right?
Well, I'm just like, my God, like...
That's not where my mind goes when I see those water slides. You know, the ones where they do the countdown and then the floor moves and you just fall straight down.
There are tons of compilations of people getting up from these water slides with their bathing suits so far up their butt.
Yeah.
Like, it's funny to watch, but you don't realize it could wreck a human.
I'm going to tell a story, and it is not going to... You might have a different opinion of me. We were at the Dells, and there was something called the tornado. And this is where you can sit like 8 people in one of those tubes, right?
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Okay, so it is about an 11-flight walk up. I get up there with Liam and Derek, and I never have panic attacks. I didn't even know what it was. I started crying. I didn't bawl. I did not cry.
God.
People would not have known I was crying, but I looked at Derek and I said, I can't do this. All I saw was you go up and everyone just topples over, and then everyone just goes down into that hole, and then my kid drowns. And I didn't take my kid back down with me. I left him up there to go on the ride. I wasn't sobbing. I think you're thinking of that I was sobbing and like wiping my face like this, but I wasn't. I was just like so overwhelmed. I couldn't breathe. Like, just the thought of going down that black hole, I could not do it.
You couldn't pull it together just to let your kid
Not even
ride
for
a
my
water
kid.
slide?
No.
Jeez.
I know. And I'm not proud of that moment. I would have like made fun of, in my head, somebody doing the same thing. And now I'm like, I get it. You go to the top and you just see death and then cut to you're dead.
What are you asking, or what are you saying to the people on your way down? Are you making excuses for why you're headed back down 11 stories?
Yeah, I'm like, there are loose bolts. Good luck. I heard someone just died. Good luck. But it's like, that's a bad one. I don't even know how they created that and tested it and like thought we won't get any injuries from that. But there has to be hundreds of injuries a year on that ride alone.
I don't think they'd keep it open if there was.
I'm just not a water slide girl. And the closed one, like the open ones that are gradual and you can look up at the sky. I could do those.
I like the really dark ones where you can't see anything.
That I lose my breath with that one too because I get so nervous. Claustrophobia sets in. I'm a mess.
For years, I could go to any amusement park across our fine country and do every single ride. But for about the last 10 years, I can't do any of the pirate ships that go upside down.
Yeah.
And then they sit there upside down. Now, first off, the physics is what gets me, because if you look up, or when you're upside down, look down, there is a giant amount of weight, the counterweight to one of these things to make it work the right way. First off, I think, well, what if that just falls and hits me? I'm going to die.
Yep.
What if I fall and that net doesn't catch me? I'm going to die. What if this thing comes loose off the tracks? It's going to go flip, 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 dead. Like, all I can think about are the ways I'm going to die on one of those things.
Amusement park rides are so unnatural, and they're made to be killers.
Not a great white.
Right now, if you want to text your unlimited ride wristbands, I'm just kidding. I don't have any. Don't text. But I want to know what your irrational fear is if it were to be unlocked.
I also fear dying in the cold.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's a big one. Like, hey, you're going to go visit Grandma and Grandpa, and they live out in the middle of nowhere, and it's a snowy January night, and you get caught on the side of the road, and you just die of exposure. That's a huge fear for me.
There's a made-for-TV movie starring Doogie Howser. It was on Lifetime. He and his wife, their car breaks down. They have their infant. And they have to
to keep the infant alive.
They have to keep the infant alive. I think both of them die at the end.
Of course they die.
But they're in the middle of nowhere, USA, and they have to like trek. And it's a snowstorm, and it's so cold, and they have their baby in the like this little sleep sack that they're pulling along. Man, I got to look it up.
Dialing in your irrational fears after we heard from the lady that went down basically it's the super vertical water slide at Disney, and it wrecked her.
And the woman's injuries that she's claiming to have gotten on that water slide are pretty graphic, so we won't go into detail, but the lawsuit alleges the wedgie was so bad it caused permanent damage and internal organ damage.
Internal organ damage.
That is quite a shoot. But that unlocked that irrational fear for me, like with that water park story I told you. I mean, it was like unlike anything I've ever felt.
I can't believe you're at the top of this with your husband and your son, and you guys are having fun, and then you just bailed.
Yeah, I just said, I'm not doing this. And I walked down, I had an anxiety attack, and I never have anxiety attacks. I didn't even know what it felt like.
Jen, what's an irrational fear we should know about?
I am scared of those big wind
turbines.
Those 3-pin wind things that are in the field.
Yeah.
Why?
Have you ever seen the video? You have to watch the aerial video of that guy that was sleeping on one of the big propellers because there was such like a mass area for, and he was an engineer and he just fell asleep up there.
No.
Yeah.
That doesn't actually happen. No way.
No, he did. I will find the picture for you.
Trust me, if anybody's going to Google something, she'll figure it out. So what makes you so afraid of these? They're that big and you think they're going to kill you?
Yeah, like I have a fear like either like it's going to, like I'm going to be driving down the road, it's going to fall off and it's going to tumble and it's going to come and stab me in my car. Or I'm going to happen to be like standing directly underneath one of them for some reason and it's just going to like fall down and like slice me in half.
Have you ever seen when they have those stacked up on the side of the road because they just have all the pieces and they haven't put them together yet? How gigantic some of those things are.
They're huge. What about those two guys that died up there? Like a fire started and they had no way of getting down. And that's how they died. That was the last thing.
No.
Yup.
I would have.
Well, now I'm scared of that, too.
If I was going to just add to my fear, if I was going to go up there, I would at least have like a base jumping parachute on my back or something, right? Just in case you had to jump. You could at least throw that out. And
you would think.
You know, I mean, you may break a leg, but you're not going to be the dead.
I don't think they expected it. But.
Yeah.
All right. So safe to say you're not going up on any windmills anytime soon.
No, I have we go to Berg's Barn every year, and every time I'm on that road, I'm just like, I'm going to die going to Berg's Barn.
Man.
Hey, keep checking in. We want to make sure you're safe. I hope you have a great day today.
Thanks, you too.
Thanks, Jennifer. Hello, Dominique. How you feeling?
Pretty good. How are you?
Great. Last one today. What's your irrational fear?
Big because of bridges over water. I just feel like I've watched so many movies where it's just gonna collapse.
Dominique, it's very unsettling for me as well. I know the feeling that you're thinking of.
Well, I think it all came true to so many people that are listening when the 35W bridge collapsed. I mean, you got to imagine you're just on a bridge you go on every single day. And are you okay? Are you on a bridge right now that's collapsing?
No.
That's all right.
I'm in the break room of my job.
Okay.
Does anybody else hold their breath when they go over bridges like that? Like it's going to help you?
My grandma used to make us pick up our feet. When you're in the car, she goes, pick up your feet. We were reading this email we got from Shelby a couple of seconds ago. You want to recap it, please?
Yes, my twin brother and I live together. I'm successful, and my twin does not have a career, but rather an hourly job. He plays video games when he's not at work, and he wears grungy clothes. And when he leaves the house, I feel like he's going down a dangerous path. Depression runs in our family. We're 30. I just want him to be as successful as me. He's my better half. I just want him to be in a good spot. My mom says, leave him alone. He's doing some type of transitional period. It's not going to become a permanent way of life, but I see it every single day. Is there a way that I can help motivate him? Shelby, sometimes you do have to let people live the way they're going to live, but I'd at least try.
I don't see too many red flags here. I see the guy just chilling and enjoying life a little bit. Alexis, hey, thanks for holding. You've been through this, right?
I have been through something similar. So,
how did you handle it?
I attempted to motivate, but at the end of the day, he's going to do what he wants to do. And
was it exhausting for you to try to put forth that effort?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
What do you think didn't catch then? Like you try and, and I'm not going to get too deep into your personal life, but when you tried to help this person, why do you think it didn't catch?
I think everybody just needs to learn on their own accord. Like everybody's going to be able to figure things out on their own, and nobody's going to really listen to anybody else because at the end of the day, they're going to do what they want to do, and whether it's right or wrong, they'll learn from it.
A lot of scenarios that fits, I think. Is this kind of one of those you got to hit rock bottom to realize what's going on kind of situation?
Exactly.
Yeah. The Playhouse Podcast is made possible thanks to Bradshaw and Bryan Law Offices. Catch the live show weekdays from 5:30 to 9 on 104.7 KCLD. Now, share this with a friend.